1. Obfuscate definition. To deliberately make something unclear or difficult to understand. Explanation. Often used when someone is intentionally confusing or clouding the truth. Synonyms. Confuse, obscure, muddle. Antonyms. Clarify, explain, illuminate. Examples. The spokesperson tried to obfuscate the details of the scandal. His lengthy explanation only served to obfuscate the issue. The instructions were so poorly written, they obfuscated the procedure. She didn't want to obfuscate the truth, but the situation was complicated. Politicians often obfuscate their positions to avoid backlash. 2. Ostentatious definition. Showy or designed to impress others, flashy. Explanation. Describes something done to attract attention, often seen as excessive. Synonyms. Pretentious, flamboyant, gaudy. Antonyms. Modest, understated, simple. Examples. His ostentatious display of wealth at the party made everyone uncomfortable. The mansion's ostentatious decor was too much for the minimalist. She wore an ostentatious diamond necklace that caught everyone's eye. The businessman's ostentatious behavior at meetings was a sign of insecurity. The car was ostentatious, with gold rims and tinted windows. 3. Esoteric definition. Intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with specialized knowledge. Explanation. Refers to knowledge or information that's niche or specific to a certain group. Synonyms. Obscure, arcane, cryptic. Antonyms. Common, accessible, popular. Examples. The professor's lecture on quantum physics was highly esoteric. Only those in the art world could appreciate the esoteric references in his work. The book is filled with esoteric language that is difficult to understand. Esoteric subjects like medieval poetry are often overlooked in modern education. His hobby was so esoteric that only a handful of people shared his interest. 4. Ephemeral definition. Lasting for a very short time, fleeting. Explanation. Something that doesn't last long, often beautiful or enjoyable but short-lived. Synonyms. Transient, fleeting, momentary. Antonyms. Permanent, lasting, enduring. Examples. The beauty of the sunset was ephemeral, disappearing in minutes. Their happiness was ephemeral, fading quickly after the vacation ended. Fashion trends are often ephemeral, quickly replaced by the next big thing. The ephemeral nature of youth was a central theme in the novel. The ephemeral rainbow vanished as soon as the sun disappeared. 5. Obsequious definition. Obedient or attentive to an excessive or servile degree. Explanation. Refers to someone who is overly flattering or eager to please. Synonyms. Submissive, sycophantic, fawning. Antonyms. Assertive, independent, domineering. Examples. His obsequious behavior towards the boss annoyed his colleagues. The waitstaff at the fancy restaurant were obsequious, never leaving the guests alone. She was tired of his obsequious flattery and wanted genuine feedback. The obsequious assistant agreed with everything the manager said. His obsequious tone made it clear he was trying to curry favor. 6. Recalcitrant definition. Stubbornly resistant to authority or control. Explanation. Describes someone who refuses to obey or cooperate. Synonyms. Defiant, rebellious, insubordinate. Antonyms. Compliant, obedient, cooperative. Examples. The recalcitrant teenager refused to follow any of his parents' rules. Dealing with recalcitrant employees can be challenging for any manager. His recalcitrant behavior landed him in detention multiple times. The recalcitrant horse wouldn't move no matter how much the rider coaxed it. She had a reputation for being a recalcitrant student, always challenging her teachers. 7. Intransigent definition. Unwilling or refusing to change one's views or agree. Explanation. Refers to someone who is very stubborn or inflexible. Synonyms. Stubborn, unyielding, uncompromising. Antonyms. Flexible, accommodating, yielding. Examples. The union leader was intransigent and refused to negotiate. Her intransigent attitude made it difficult to find a solution. The company's intransigent stance on employee rights caused unrest. They were intransigent, unwilling to compromise on the issue. The government was criticized for being intransigent in peace talks. 8. Equivocate definition. to use ambiguous language so as to conceal the truth or avoid commitment. Explanation. Often used when someone speaks vaguely to avoid giving a clear answer. Synonyms. Prevaricate, hedge, evade. Antonyms. Be honest, confront, commit. Examples. The politician tended to equivocate when asked difficult questions. Stop equivocating and just tell me what you really think. He would often equivocate rather than make a definitive statement. The witness equivocated under cross-examination, avoiding the key questions. She equivocated, unsure whether to accept the offer or not. 9. Sycophant definition. A person who acts obsequiously towards someone important to gain advantage. Explanation. Describes someone who flatters or sucks up to others for personal gain. Synonyms. Flatterer, yes man, toady. Antonyms. Critic, opponent, rebel. Examples. The CEO was surrounded by sycophants who never disagreed with him. He became a sycophant, always complimenting the boss to get ahead. No one respects a sycophant who always agrees just to gain favor. The sycophant did whatever it took to remain in the good graces of his superior. Being a sycophant won't earn you genuine respect in the workplace. 10. Impecunious definition. Having little or no money. Poor. Explanation. Refers to someone who is financially struggling or lacking funds. Synonyms. Penniless, destitute, impoverished. Antonyms. Wealthy, affluent, prosperous. Examples. The impecunious artist struggled to make ends meet. He grew up in an impecunious family, but worked hard to achieve success. The charity helps impecunious individuals find housing and employment. During college, she was so impecunious that she had to live off instant noodles. The impecunious writer sold everything just to fund his next project. 11. Iconoclast definition. A person who attacks cherished beliefs or institutions. Explanation. Someone who challenges traditional ideas or goes against the norm. Synonyms. Rebel, nonconformist, radical. Antonyms. Conformist, traditionalist, follower. Examples. The artist was an iconoclast, always challenging societal norms. His iconoclastic views on religions sparked heated debates. The filmmaker's iconoclastic approach disrupted the conventional industry. She was known as an iconoclast, unafraid to challenge the status quo. Iconoclasts often face backlash for going against deeply held beliefs. 12. Capricious definition. Given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior. Explanation. Describes someone unpredictable and inconsistent in actions or decisions. Synonyms. Whimsical, unpredictable, volatile. Antonyms. Stable, consistent, reliable. Examples. The boss was capricious, making it hard for employees to know what to expect. Her capricious decisions made it difficult to follow through with plans. The weather in this region is notoriously capricious. The stock market's capricious fluctuations make it risky for investors. His capricious behavior frustrated those around him. 13. Mellifluous definition. Sweet or musical. Pleasant to hear. Explanation. Describes a smooth, flowing, and harmonious sound. Synonyms. Harmonious, melodious, soothing. Antonyms. Harsh, grating, discordant. Examples. Her mellifluous voice was soothing and put everyone at ease. The singer's mellifluous tone captivated the audience. The mellifluous sound of the piano filled the room with calm. His mellifluous speech won over even the toughest critics. The mellifluous harmonies of the choir were a highlight of the concert. 14. Quixotic definition. Exceedingly idealistic, unrealistic, and impractical. Explanation. Refers to someone who has lofty but unrealistic dreams or goals. Synonyms. Idealistic, impractical, romantic. Antonyms. Realistic, pragmatic, grounded. Examples. His quixotic dream of world peace was admirable but impractical. The quixotic plan to travel the world on foot was abandoned after a week. Her quixotic ideas were charming but not feasible in the real world. The quixotic mission of saving every stray animal proved overwhelming. Don Quixote is famous for his quixotic quests and adventures. 15. Perfidious definition. Deceitful and untrustworthy. Explanation. Describes someone who betrays trust or acts treacherously. Synonyms. Treacherous, disloyal, unfaithful. Antonyms. loyal, trustworthy, faithful examples. He was accused of perfidious acts that betrayed his closest allies. Her perfidious behavior destroyed their once strong friendship. The villain's perfidious actions caused chaos in the kingdom. The spy's perfidious motives led to the downfall of his organization. Perfidious friends are worse than known enemies. 16. Proclivity definition: a tendency to choose or do something regularly, an inclination or predisposition. Explanation: refers to someone's natural habit or preference for something. Synonyms: tendency, inclination, propensity. Antonyms: disinclination, aversion, reluctance. Examples: she had a proclivity for solving complex problems. His proclivity for lateness often got him in trouble at work. The artist showed a proclivity for abstract styles. Despite her proclivity for adventure, she feared heights. The company's proclivity for innovation helped it stay ahead of the competition. 17. Acerbic definition: sharp and forthright in tone or taste, biting. Explanation: describes someone's harsh or sour attitude or manner. Synonyms: bitter, harsh, caustic. Antonyms: sweet, gentle, mild. Examples: his acerbic wit made him unpopular at social gatherings. The critic's acerbic review of the film upset many fans. She responded with an acerbic remark that silenced the room. The acerbic tone of his emails upset the team. His acerbic comments on the project were both biting and unhelpful. 18. Pernicious definition: having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. Explanation: refers to something that causes harm slowly or subtly. Synonyms: harmful, damaging, detrimental. Antonyms: beneficial, helpful, advantageous. Examples: the spread of misinformation has a pernicious effect on society. The disease has a pernicious impact, gradually weakening the patient. The pernicious influence of social media can erode self-esteem. His lies were pernicious, slowly destroying their trust. The pernicious nature of pollution harms ecosystems over time. 19. Turgid definition: swollen and distended, excessively complicated and difficult to understand. Explanation: used to describe something pompous or bloated, often in language or style. Synonyms: pompous, overblown, inflated. Antonyms: simple, straightforward, concise. Examples: his writing was turgid, filled with unnecessary jargon. The professor's turgid lecture put most of the students to sleep. The novel's turgid prose made it difficult to finish. The speaker's turgid explanation left the audience confused. The contract was so turgid that no one could understand its terms. 20. Ubiquitous definition: present, appearing, or found everywhere. Explanation: describes something that seems to be everywhere at once. Synonyms: omnipresent, pervasive, universal. Antonyms: rare, scarce, uncommon. Examples: smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society. The brand's logo was ubiquitous, appearing on every billboard and commercial. Pollution is a ubiquitous problem in urban areas. His influence in the company was ubiquitous, reaching every department. Social media has become ubiquitous, connecting people across the globe.